Well, hey there, good morning. Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. This is the channel, the premier channel on the YouTube internet web, where you get to see Stella the shop dog on a daily basis. She's gonna go chase a squirrel, or more likely, scarf up goose poop. We're just arriving at the shop here first thing in the morning, and that's the first thing she does is run down to the water's edge and slurp up all the goose poop that she can. So today's video is going to be a little different. Normally we do project videos on cars like these old two-stroke DKWs, my Chinese clone van, which you've seen me restore, a two-stroke Subaru 360, or any other variety of car, usually an odd small car. Today, it's going to be more like shop maintenance and unforeseen forces. So let me give you a little back history. I've been in the shop for 30 years. It's a great shop. It's a converted church. It was built in 1926. It has super high ceilings. This part of the building was the church. You would have walked up on the front there on an upper level. We were standing in the basement, and I believe the altar would have been right here, right in my workspace. So I feel very blessed every time I work on a car here on this lift. Somebody's watching over me. I've had a very successful business here. I've been doing this a long time. I've been in this location for 29 years. And this is the meat of the video, what I'm going to get to, is this. When I moved in 29 years ago, this was a flush surface. So in other words, this was the same level as this. I could roll a toolbox. I specifically remember being able to roll my toolbox from one bay to the other. If you look now, that is half of my finger. That's almost 3 inches, 4 inches of a uplift on this slab. And you can see it's cracked out and runs all over the place. Where the other two-post lift here, it's down kind of where the weight of the lift and the cars on the lift have been pushing it down. You can see that there's maybe a 1/2 inch lift here, but then it rises back up to 3, maybe even 4 inches in this spot, really lifting up here. So this whole surface has changed. You can see this area here around the base of the lift is all spalling. I'm a little concerned about the anchor points on the lift. This side seems to be okay, but this crack really bothers me. And if you look even further, there's more cracks, and my foundation footing of the shop is completely cracked. And if you look closely at this, it took me a while to figure this out. It's cracked in a way to where the gap is spreading. It's not collapsing, it's spreading. Something is pushing up on here. It's not like the shop is falling into the creek. Something is uplifting. All the CMUs are cracked in a way that there's something coming up here. And what that is a tree root. And that brings me to the point of this video. I'm going to take you outside and show you what's going on. Okay, so we are now outside the shop, back side of the shop. And I'm going to put a quick plug in here for this 1949 Chevrolet Fleet Side, Style Side. I can't remember what it is. It's an old car and it needs to go to a new home. And I'm trying to save it from the scrap. The guy that owns it actually just wants to scrap it, and I'm trying to find it a new home. So if somebody is willing to pay scrap for it, or maybe a little more, I think we could strike a deal. I don't really want to get involved. It's not my car. It's not my business, but I want to save it. And maybe I'll do a video on this. Maybe I'll get it started. Maybe I'll end up with it. I don't know. But this video is on more of the shop than the car. So let's walk in behind the gate here. Pardon the mess. If you recall, I was showing you the inside of the shop and my cracked foundation. We've been working hard. Stella is very excited to show you something. We've been working hard. We got hoses and tubes. That cracked foundation is about right. I think it's behind this bin here. You can see the crack in the foundation there. And what that leads to is a tree root. And I have been working on this stump. Well, this was a tree. It was almost 100 feet tall. We took it down last spring. It was rotten in the center. And this is a massive cottonwood tree. You can see it's hollow in there. I'm going to step right there. And it was starting to fall, lean onto the shop. And I did not want it to do that. It already dropped branches and made a huge mess, and I knew this was going to be a big job. I did not think it was going to be this big of a job. So we've got my buddy's 4-wheel drive power stroke dump truck here, and we've been hooking chains up to it, the truck, and pulling out sections of the roots as we cut them off with the chainsaw. It took one blade of my 16-inch still to take down the whole tree, and it's taken 4 blades to cut up the stump because we keep running into dirt and rocks trying to get this stump out of here. I suppose we could rent a stump grinder, but it's just been a big job. So we have been trying to do it ourselves, using the power washer to water jet around the roots so that we can cut in there with the chainsaw without dulling the blade. So between the 2 chainsaws, the power washer, the 4-wheel drive power stroke dump truck, and chains, and 3 guys working on this, I think we've worked on it for 2 days straight this week just to get this far. This is a massive tree, and it's caused a massive problem with the shop. So it's just one of those things. Nature. We got to live with it. I love trees, but this one's got to go. So we got to get this tree out of here, and we will be working on it for the next probably few weeks. And I'm hoping to do some improvements here, like a retaining wall. I can park some cars back here and live life a little better. So let me attach those videos now of us working on it, and for your enjoyment pleasure. Hey, that's a big stump. Yeah, that's okay. I just saw it back there. I don't see him. There he is. No horn. Okay. That's a good tug. I'll let you guys play with that.